Hi, can tarot really predict your future or your fortune? Is it magic or is it witchcraft? Many have wondered this for years. The truth is, today's playing cards are linked to the origins of tarot. To illustrate that tarot isn't magic or witchcraft and whether it can predict your future, we will look at what it is, the history of it, and its purpose. Discovered tarot about 2 years ago. Most of what I have learned has been self-taught and watching YouTube. And then last year, I discovered that one of my friends actually grew up learning it. She grew up and was taught by an elderly Italian neighbor. And then my friend's father was a history teacher, so she decided to dive deeper and learn more of it. She actually has been doing readings for about 25 years, and she's became my mentor. Last year, I also discovered that it's in my roots. My grandmothers were tarot readers, so this makes me want to learn more about it, and I would like to share it with you. So, what is tarot? According to Fashion Magazine article by Tara Green, dated June 26, 2018, it is a deck of 78 playing cards used as a spiritual tool. It's a guide to potential outcomes and influences surrounding a person or event or both. According to SageGoddess.com, there are 22 major arcana cards and 56 minor arcana cards. Arcana represents secrets and mysteries. The major arcana are divided up between from 0 to 21, and they begin with the Fool card and they end with the World card. Major arcana represent the 22 phases of our life or our milestones. The minor arcana are in suits of 14 from Ace to 10 and also include 4 court cards, which are kings, queens, knights, and pages. They represent our daily life and give us insight into our challenges, our opportunities, and our experiences. The 4 suits represent the 4 elements. Wands are for fire, which represent our inspiration and our spiritual. Swords for air, which is intellect and communication. Cups for water, which is emotions and feelings. Pentacles are earth, which is our stability and our foundation. Now that we know what tarot is, let's take a look at the origins. According to lifeinitaly.com, May 9th, 2018 Heritage article, the origins are unknown, but documented evidence show tarot cards were used during the 14th century in Europe. At that time, playing cards were already in circulation, and they added 22 trump cards to form a game called Taroki, which is similar to bridge that we play today. The 22 trump cards became known as major arcana cards and gained their spiritual meaning around the 18th century. Since then, they have been used as oracles, which is advice from gods and spirits. The oldest known set of tarot is the Visconti Sforza deck created for the Duke of Milan around the 1400s. Now that we know what it is, where it came from, let's take a deeper look at some of the meanings and some of the cards. I know this isn't a credible source, but it contains a lot of details and history. But according to Mary Packard Color Your Own Tarot, and just to give you a quick review, there is a lot of history in here and a lot of information. But according to this book, to make sense of it, you have to understand some of the symbolic meanings. These can include concepts of time, color, religious symbols, plants, animals, numerology. The list goes on. But for example, the direction a character faces, it represents the concept of time. If a character faces left, it represents our past. If a character faces right, it represents our future. let's look at a few. This is the Fool card. No, I didn't get it colored yet. It represents the soul, one's own journey, trust in a new beginning. It's also known as the leap of faith. This is the Death card. It scares many and they think it has something to do with death, and it isn't. Actually, it's a positive card. It represents the end of a way, the end of a cycle, the end of ego death, transformation. This is an ace. Aces represent the beginnings of cycles. This is the Ace of Cups, which is for new love. Tens represent the ends of cycles, in the end of a cycle, and also the beginning of a new one. Now that we have seen a few and learned about them, in conclusion, contrary to beliefs, tarot is not magic or witchcraft, and it cannot predict your future. But according to Fashion Magazine, in fact, the cards are a way to provide insights into our innermost truth, basically makes us aware of what we already know within. You do not need to be a psychic to do readings, but you do need to know how to use intuition skills. Anybody can learn to do tarot if they want to. To understand what tarot is, we looked at its origins and its purpose and some of the meanings today and a few of the cards. Thank you.